Misinformation, half-baked truth and propaganda. According to the Congress, this has been the story of election campaigning after phase one as far as the BJP is concerned. At the center of it has been the Congress manifesto, or shall we say, the BJP's interpretation of the Congress manifesto. 15 days after the Congress manifesto release and a day after the first phase got over, the Prime Minister and the BJP discovered what they called the divisive agenda of the Congress party, a full 15 days after the manifesto was released and 1 day after the first phase of polling. The Prime Minister said many things. The Prime Minister said that Mangal Sutra of Hindu women will be snatched away and given to Muslim infiltrators who produce many children. Now the Prime Minister is saying that OBC quota too will be snatched away and given to Muslims by the Congress. Point is, why is the Prime Minister, who relied heavily on his track record to campaign for phase one, has changed his tone and tenor ahead of phase two? We will talk about that in just a bit. But first, let's hear the Prime Minister and the change in the pitch as far as the BJP is concerned.
और पहले जब उनकी सरकार थी उन्होंने कहा था कि देश की संपत्ति पर पहला अधिकार मुसलमानों का है। इसका मतलब ये संपत्ति इकट्ठी करके किसको बांटेंगे? जिनके ज्यादा बच्चे हैं उनको बांटेंगे। घुसपैठियों को बांटेंगे। क्या आपकी मेहनत की कमाई का पैसा घुसपैठियों को दिया जाएगा? आपको मंजूर है ये कांग्रेस का मैनिफेस्टो कह रहा है।
मेरी माताओं बहनों की जिंदगी में सोना वो सिर्फ शो करने के लिए नहीं होता है, उसके स्वाभिमान से जुड़ा हुआ है। उसका मंगलसूत्र वो एक सोने का कीमत का मुद्दा नहीं है, उसके जीवन के सपनों से जुड़ा हुआ है। तुम उसे छीनने की बात कर रहे हो अपने मैनिफेस्टो में? कांग्रेस की चले तो गरीब कल्याण की योजनाओं का लाभ भी धर्म के आधार पर देती, क्योंकि कांग्रेस तो डंके की चोट पर यही कहती है कि देश के संसाधनों पर पहला हक मुसलमानों का है। मोदी कहता है देश के संसाधनों पर पहला हक इस देश के गरीबों का है, इस देश के पिछड़ों का है, इस देश के आदिवासियों का है।
But why has the Prime Minister gone from Vikasit Bharat to Hindu-Muslim in a span of a week? After all, please remember that the Prime Minister had restricted himself to talking about the government's achievements, India's position in the world and criticism of the opposition before the first phase. Does this have something to do with phase one of elections, where the voter turnout in 102 seats was recorded a little over 66%, that is almost 4% less when compared to the last elections, which is 2019. What's possibly even more distressing, especially for the BJP, was that the voter turnout dropped by nearly 6% in Hindi-speaking states, which incidentally is where the BJP gets most of its votes from. And here is something even more interesting. In the last 25 years, whenever there has been a low voter turnout in the Hindi heartland, it has tended to benefit the Congress or the UPA. So is this the reason why Prime Minister Modi has gone back to the politics of polarization and Hindu-Muslim, which worked like a charm for him in 2014? Possibly. Interestingly, the Congress is not getting drawn into it. They've learned their lessons. It is best for the Congress not to enter a polarized turf, because the moment you enter a debate on polarization, the one party that benefits is the BJP. Now, as the Prime Minister continues to spin theories about the Congress's manifesto, the Congress is saying it will stick to issues which concern Indian citizens. In fact, Congress chief Mallikarjun Kharge has written a letter to Prime Minister Modi. He is requesting the Prime Minister to give him time so that he can explain his misconceptions regarding the manifesto. In fact, Rahul Gandhi too is not getting drawn into this entire Hindu-Muslim debate. Let's listen in.
नमस्कार, मैं राहुल गांधी। ये चुनाव लोकतंत्र को और संविधान को बचाने का चुनाव है। एक तरफ बीजेपी और आरएसएस जो लोकतंत्र को खत्म करने की कोशिश कर रही है और संविधान को नष्ट कर रही है, और दूसरी तरफ कांग्रेस पार्टी और इंडिया अलायंस जो संविधान को और लोकतंत्र को बचा रही है। कन्याकुमारी से कश्मीर तक हम पैदल चले, 4000 किलोमीटर चले, मणिपुर से महाराष्ट्र चले, आपसे बातचीत करके आपके दिल के अंदर जो था उसको सुनकर हमने क्रांतिकारी मैनिफेस्टो बनाया है। ये आपका मैनिफेस्टो है, कांग्रेस पार्टी ने बनाया है, मगर आवाज आपकी है। 5 गारंटीज दी हैं हमने। नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने 22-25 लोगों को अरबपति बनाया, हम करोड़ों महिलाओं और युवाओं को लाखपति बनाने जा रहे हैं। किसानों को गारंटी लीगल एमएसपी दे रहे हैं, उनका कर्जा माफ कर रहे हैं, मजदूरों को मिनिमम वेज 400 रुपए की दे रहे हैं। तो ये देश को बदलने का मैनिफेस्टो है, क्रांतिकारी मैनिफेस्टो है। कांग्रेस पार्टी का समर्थन कीजिए, संविधान को बचाइए, हाथ के बटन को दबाइए।
Welcoming my guest this evening for a very short chat, Dr. Tayal, BJP leader, joining us on the broadcast. Tehseen Poonawalla, political analyst with us. Ghanshyam Tiwari, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, and welcoming Rashid Kidwai, senior journalist to the studio. Rashid Kidwai, since this is your debut here on Mirror Now, can I please ask you, ये मांजरा क्या है? Is it that the BJP voter in this country, and there are many of them, is so confident of 400 par that they have decided, अरे लाइन में कौन लगे इतनी गर्मी में, जीतने तो वाले हम फिर भी हैं? Is that the reason why the Prime Minister has to step in and raise the heat in these elections? Because I can't think of anything else.
I think when we talk about Prime Minister as a campaigner, he's very deft. He knows what people want to hear or what can fetch votes. So in this scenario, he has pitted himself against a very high kind of expectation, 400 seat, 370 par, 350 par, which is very difficult. So Shreya, what he has done here is to get into that thing, otherize a particular community, make it 80-20 kind of contest. You see, there is a secular government, but we have a very communal polity, and this is the manifestation of it. He knows he can get away with election commission. He knows it's not like Jat agitation, farmers, Marathas, where he co-opted. Talking about minority, talking about Muslims, because there is historical context here, and there is a lot of trust deficit between communities, particularly in the northern Hindi-speaking belt, and that is where he wants to reap a very rich harvest.
But Mr. Kidwai, here's the question. अगर हिंदू मुस्लिम करना ही होता, look at UP has 80 seats, right? Out of them, just 8 went to the polls in the first phase, but all of them were Western UP, deeply polarized. वहाँ पे elections ही हिंदू मुस्लिम पे होते हैं, but before that phase there was no Hindu Muslim. Suddenly after that election there is all talk of polarization.
So Shreya, it is very hazardous to make a guess of what happened in first phase. But assuming there are 102 seats, and if the BJP is getting in their assessment 25 or less, then it's going to send a lot of alarm bells, because next round is tomorrow, 89 seats.
Correct.
Again, very difficult thing. So the BJP is not looking at simple majority or working majority of 250, 260, 270. They are looking at 300 par, 350 par, 400 par. That is what I'm saying. The BJP is becoming a victim of its own propaganda.
Acha. Tehseen, do you have a theory as well? Because there's no point second guessing the Prime Minister and what the BJP does and why they have changed their strategy. What is very clear, Tehseen, to all of us is that there has been a change in strategy since the first phase to now. The second phase votes tomorrow.
Right. So Shreya, at the onset, when the BJP started this campaign, it looked like it's extremely formidable, and the Prime Minister kept saying that for the NDA, sabki baat 400 par. And to be fair to the BJP, they seemed to drop people who had made hate speeches, whether it was Pragya Thakur, whether it is Anant Kumar Hegde, Biduri, etc. So they started this campaigning by trying to say that, look, we're going to be inclusive, we're not going to divide. But come the first phase and the issues of the nation that took away, and that's where I give the opposition credit, employment, inflation, etc. The BJP is not being able to set the narrative. And the only way the BJP can set the narrative is by polarizing the country. And when the Congress manifesto came in, it did not behove somebody at the stature of the Honorable Prime Minister to say कि हम महिलाओं के मंगलसूत्र को घुसपैठियों को दे देंगे 6 बच्चे पैदा करने वाले को. And that was very clear. The dog whistling against the Muslims, and from the very top was the idea to polarize the elections. Because in the 102 seats that went in the first phase, the BJP is rattled. Reports that are now coming in, be it Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, where they had a lot of hopes. They know even the Tamil Nadu president is losing. Now, when they've done extremely badly in the first phase, they are wondering. All of this is because now they don't even think that 300 number is close by. And if the second phase goes badly, which is happening tomorrow, what will happen is the BJP will find it difficult to touch on its own even 270. Now, I'm not saying that the BJP is not in pole position. It still is. But the BJP that was a month ago, 2 months ago, looking
Correct.
at romping home is today now wobbly. It's not confident. And suddenly you see a non-confident BJP going into issues that we thought had been left behind in this election. In fact, I remember one last line before I came on, before the second phase, when you and I were talking, we said this election doesn't seem to have the spark. Unfortunately, the BJP has lit a fire, and it's not a good
Correct.
fire that it's lit.
Mr. Tayal, would you want to come in here? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but many people are also pointing out to the fact that the Prime Minister in phase 1 kept saying, "Ab ki baar 400 baar, ab ki baar 400 baar, ab ki baar 400 baar." Now, BJP leaders are saying, "Arey, that is only because it rhymed. We didn't actually mean it." In fact, the Prime Minister, it's not like the Prime Minister is still not talking about it in his rallies. Today also in Uttar Pradesh, he's spoken about ab ki baar 400 baar. But you know, that rhetoric has toned down. He's not saying it 5 times in a rally. He's saying it once and letting it be. He's in fact underplaying it.
Is that for me, Shreya?
Yes, Dr. Tayal, it's for you.
Okay. So, one thing is very interesting. I mean, let me not just talk about the rhetoric, but also, something more fantastic has changed. Before the first phase, when Mr. Modi was in Chennai, he was having a dosa. But recently, when he was in Pilibhit, he was found having a paratha. Now, imagine what could have caused him to change from a dosa to a paratha. I mean, this is the theater of the
आप हम लोग भी
absurd.
मजाक उड़ा रहे हैं for over analyzing things.
Yes, what are you talking about? I mean, is there a speech to be written and submitted to Mr. Rahul Gandhi that this is what I will be speaking through the entire campaign? I mean, why did UPA become India Alliance? Was they too scared? They wanted to give up their name? Why did Sonia Gandhi run away from Raebareli? I mean, it is their strategy. It is what they have to do. The second very important thing which you
Dr.
said,
Tayal,
that
good attempt.
The first
Good
phase-
attempt, but it's not cutting it. Good
I
attempt,
think-
but it's not cutting it.
No, I'm coming.
This is the Prime Minister who said, "मैंने तो हज का कोटा बढ़ाया." The Prime Minister who said, "सबका साथ, सबका विकास." The Prime Minister who kept saying, "Viksit Bharat, Viksit Bharat." Suddenly from Viksit Bharat, you come to the wish of Hindu Muslim. तो कुछ तो बदला है ना. आपका वोटर क्या ठंडा पड़ गया है गर्मी में कि हम तो जीतने वाले हैं, 400 पार होने ही वाला है. So why should we go and vote? ऐसा तो नहीं हो गया.
I'll tell you why you are feeling it is not cutting it, because I'll show you where the bias lies. You are saying that prior to the first phase, everything was hunky-dory, there was no communalism, but yes, it is only Tamil Nadu was going to elections, and Sanatan was aimed, Sanatan was to be eliminated, Sanatan was not required, but that was not communalism, because that was what India Alliance was saying. Communalism only comes in when BJP says something. I mean, somebody's gone to the election commission and report saying that it is communal because Mr. Modi has said that I brought the Shri Guru Granth Sahib from Afghanistan. So when BJP says it, it becomes third point.
But the DMK didn't make Sanatan a poll issue, na? The Prime Minister's, but the DMK didn't make Sanatan a poll issue. The BJP is the one that tried to make it a poll issue. It didn't work. Anyhow, एक मिनट, रुक जाइए, Dr. Tayal. हाँ, go ahead. एक मिनट, रुक जाइए.
See, if this government is there for last 10 years, and if it is saying that Ghuspaitias, who are these Ghuspaitias, and what is government done about it?
No, so this is what the government is doing about it.
ये language तो हमने 2004 में सुनी थी. उसके बाद तो हमने सुनी ही नहीं ये language.
Sorry?
Dr. Tayal. This was the language of 2004. This was the language of 2004. We didn't expect to hear it in 2024, so clearly something has changed. Would you want to respond to that? Because I'm going to Ghanshyam Tiwari after that.
No, certainly. So this is the point I'm making, that all the brouhaha we are raising about the phase 1, what was there in phase 1? We were, if you look at the 2019 elections, we were evenly poised 48-48, right? Out of which 39 seats were Tamil Nadu, which we never claimed that all 39 are coming to us. We'd be very happy if we get 5 or 6, which we are likely to. So what is the huge loss that would have happened in the phase 1, that everything in the country has changed? So like I said, it is all armchair. Let us
Okay.
have something to talk about.
Okay.
समय बिताने के लिए करना है कुछ काम.
हाँ.
So let us not go there.
No, that is true. That's not true. But the fact is, this is an incredibly long election. Incredibly long, 44 days. And भाई कुछ ना कुछ बात तो करनी है ना. And the fact is कि सब लोगों को एक shift दिख रहा है. घनश्याम तिवारी, are you seeing the shift in strategy as far as the BJP is concerned? Or is this armchair journalism / baketi, as they say in Hindi, the state you and I come from, जो हो रही है इस समय?
Good evening, Shreya, to you, the viewers and fellow co-panelists. The space for election, when you have 97 crore voters, median age in the country is under 27, is a contest of ideas. And the greatest tragedy you can incur upon yourself is when you start believing fully as an organization, the world's largest party, in your own lies. Prime Minister said, "Ab ki baar 400 par," and entire BJP started believing in it. A section of media started believing in it. They stopped going to people and asking कि आपकी ज़रूरतें क्या है? What is it that you need? And to that point, opposition, even in the questions that opposition is in disarray and many other things, there are internal conflicts within opposition. The opposition kept its focus on the day-to-day issues of the people. By the time February passed, the initial hype that BJP had created on the Pran Pratishtha was over, and people started focusing on their day-to-day issues. That is where the contest of ideas started failing BJP. When the BJP released their manifesto, there is no idea. There's no idea that you often remember, or even the BJP spokesperson often remembers, or single viewer would remember that would click with people. That they remember, oh, in BJP manifesto, this is what was promised. In contrast, the manifestos that came out from India Alliance is powerful in this contest of ideas. So what is Prime Minister doing? He's attacking the manifesto because he wants to attack those ideas. He doesn't want you to believe in the idea that first job will be guaranteed. He doesn't want you to believe that the poor women in households can be given 1 lakh rupees. He doesn't want you to believe that the farmers could be given MSP. In this contest of ideas, when you don't have any bright idea to offer to people, then you are going to go after negative ideas. So Prime Minister is hunting every negative idea with which he could go to people so that he can still continue his rhetoric of Ab ki baar 400 par.
Okay, do negative campaigns work? Well, it's worked for the BJP fabulously in 2014. There is no reason why it will not work for them this time. And as Tehseen has been saying, a lot of people are saying, is election mein maza nahi aa raha. There is no spark. Is this arc of Hindu-Muslim the spark that the Prime Minister is trying to heat up the campaign, the BJP campaign, and therefore perhaps enthuse BJP voters? I don't know. Tehseen Poonawalla, my last question. You wanted to say something,
one quick
but
point.
my point is the one thing that is perplexing people. The thing perplexing people is, but this is a Prime Minister who's winning this election. हम सबको पता है that he's getting a third term. Tehseen.
Which is the reason why, this is the reason why, that if he was getting a third term, he was getting 400 plus seats, he didn't need to do this. And perhaps he wasn't getting 400 plus. As Ghanshyam said, media also started propagating that. So within a strategy, what he decided to do is now polarize the election. So everything is now becoming Hindu-Muslim. In a country where jobs should be the issue, in a country where we should have future jobs. No one's asking this one question. Let's assume there are Ghuspetiyas in this country. Who's been the Prime Minister for 10 years? Who's been the Prime Minister? Why doesn't he then resign? That's the question that we should ask. If there are Ghuspetiyas, who's responsible for it? Is it the opposition or is it he who's responsible?
But the Congress is not getting drawn. The Congress is not getting drawn into this whole Ghuspetiya or jo zyada bacche paida karte hain debate, because they know that as soon as you get into that terrain, the polarizing terrain, you will lose the battle.
Precisely, Shreya. I think an attempt is there, a very conscious attempt, not only to otherize minority community, but to get this opposition, entire opposition, and Congress in particular, in that bracket. That Congress is only concerned about minority cause, and therefore they are against the interests of majority community. So I think it's a very clever ploy. It's not something that is spoken just out of turn or something like that.
Okay, Ghanshyam, I'm out of time. I can give you 20 seconds. Out of time.
Yes. One quick point for your viewers. When one is pushed into the corner, then you go back to your core strength. What Prime Minister today is displaying is his core strength. He has the core strength of vitiating the atmosphere, using propaganda and hate speech collectively as an organization to turn an election around. It is just that it is not working this time because people want something aspirational that BJP cannot offer.
So what was it that Rahul Gandhi
We'll see
wanted
if it's
to...
working this time or not. We will see if it's working this time or not, and we'll perhaps know if the polling percentage goes up in phase 2 and phase 3, very importantly. We'll leave it there for the moment. Ghanshyam Tiwari, thank you very much. Rashid Kidwai, thank you very much for coming to the studios. Tehseen, thank you very much. And Dr. Tayal, thank you very much for joining us as well.